Hey everybody, Dave Brown here from Okuma Fishing Tackle. On today's Tune Up Tuesday, we're going to talk about top water walk the dog style baits. Now a topwater walk the dog style bait is just that. It stays on the topwater and you walk the dog with it. Now what does that mean? We'll go into that in just a few minutes. As far as the bait goes, there's lots of these different style baits out on the market. This happens to be the River to Sea Rover. You've probably heard of the Zara Spook. There's a bunch. And when I mean a bunch, go to your local retailer and take a look at that part of the wall. There's a lot of them out there. Now what you do here with this bait, and being topwater and lots of treble hooks, is you want to fish these guys in open water. Nice long cast, and then you're gonna walk the dog back to the shore, however you happen to be fishing these guys. As you can see, it's a straight profile bait. So if you do a straight retrieve on this particular bait, you're gonna get no movement. This bait is gonna come straight at you and not cause any action. So when we say walk the dog, what is walk the dog? So walking the dog is just that. You want to work that bait. So there's a lot of movement to this. Long cast, and then you're gonna work the bait back. You're calling it walk the dog. What happens is every twitch of that rod and that reel, that bait's gonna bounce back and forth. You want a clean tick, 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 tick as that bait's coming back. You can pause it and then start it up again, but you want that bait to move. When it does that, most of these baits, like this particular one, have a rattle in it. So it'll go bing, 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 tick, tick as it's coming across. It makes some noise and it makes a lot of commotion. And that also brings in a lot of big strikes. So if you're fishing from a boat, a lot of times you're fishing towards shore, those bass will stay out in that deeper water and they're gonna come up to the surface when they see that commotion of these baits. If you're walking the shoreline, cast out deep, hit those deep water structure spots and just work it back to the shoreline. Parallel that structure and just keep doing it. Just walk the dog. As far as a rod and reel go, you don't need anything too particular. I like a 7'2", 7'3" heavy rod. This can also be your frogging style rod, and any of your reels will do. This happens to be the Hakai. This is the 7.3 to 1 gear ratio. So it's not the super high speed and it's not the real low speed. As I mentioned though, you can use anything you like. Long cast, braided line with a little bit of fluorocarbon, and you're gonna get that guy moving. You just want that bait to keep moving. And you wanna keep like not a lot of slack in that line as well. If you have a nice taut line, every time you wiggle that, you're gonna get your movement. So if you use monofilament on these and just straight monofilament, there's gonna be some stretch in that line. So if you do a real long cast, and believe me, I cast a mile as everybody knows, but if you make a nice long cast and every time you twitch it, there's gonna be a little stretch so you don't have that direct connection with that bait. If you fish braid with a short leader, I'm talking like a foot to 2 feet of leader, every time you twitch it, you have that direct connection to the bait. I hope that makes sense to you. But every time you twitch it, you're gonna get that bait to move. Topwater explosions, they're awesome. That's that topwater stick style bait. We appreciate y'all checking in. For more tips, tricks, and techniques, head over to okumafishingusa.com.